Here at Osheaga, I'm with Garrett from Future Islands. I got to speak to you guys probably, I would say over a decade ago.
Okay.
I don't know if that was the last time you guys played Osheaga, but I remember talking to you maybe 2015, 2016?
Yeah, I think we did 2014 and 2017.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
so it was one of those years.
Yeah.
And I just remember just the energy from you guys was just so positive. And there's just something about the way you guys present your music. There's a lot in there. There's a lot of wrapped up in that music, but it just has a very positive approach, has a very positive delivery. Is that something that's kind of done on purpose, or?
I don't know if it's necessarily done on purpose, but I think we try to create a space so that everyone can feel comfortable.
Yes, that's what.
And that it's a safe place to feel.
Yeah.
So we try to definitely hone in on that vibe.
You guys are from Baltimore, or based out of Baltimore. Probably one of the coolest cities in the world if you're a fan of The Wire.
Sure.
Huge fan of The Wire.
Okay.
Being hailing from a place like that, do you think that kind of helped form the music? Because I know Baltimore is kind of a misunderstood place. I've been there. I played there with a band years ago.
Yeah.
I think if you only go by reputation, you might think a certain thing, but when you're actually in Baltimore, it's a different thing altogether.
It is. Baltimore is kind of it's a special place, and it for sure it shaped our music absolutely.
Right.
When we moved there from North Carolina, one of the biggest reasons was the scene, the music scene there, and the creativity that was happening. And we were heavily influenced by all of our friends' bands at the time.
Name a
Dan
couple.
Deacon and
Yeah.
Video Hippos and Double Dagger,
Yeah.
Beach House, all these bands were just so influential to our sound at the time.
You guys, it seems like you guys are in between records. Am I right? Because
We are, yes.
last album came out in 2024.
Yeah. This is actually the last show of the
Yeah. So I'm looking. So are you guys heading into full writing mode, or have you already been kind of dipping into that?
We've gone into the studio once and just sort of jammed around. We do have quite a few ideas bouncing around, but nothing concrete. But soon we're going to be heading back.
Bit of time off though before.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that?
I am. Yeah.
You mentioned that you're a dad. When you're away, it must be tough, especially if you have a child that's of a youngish age.
It's tough. Luckily, we have these phones now that allow us to have video chat, so it's certainly a lot easier to stay in touch. But just not being there to help is a little bit difficult.
Sam for me is he's just one of the best frontmen. He just has a way of connecting to the audience.
Absolutely.
When you're on stage and you know that you have someone like that's kind of like the front end of your music, that's presenting it, it must feel good to be able to sit back and go, we've got a real
it does. Feels
a real
great.
badass in front.
Absolutely.
The last album is great. It's such a great listen to.
Awesome. Thank you.
And also the aesthetic too, like the artwork around that. Can you tell me a bit about what went into the artwork and just the look of this album cycle?
Yeah. So the artist, her name is she goes by Bidalo, and Sam was actually a fan of her work. I think he found it on Instagram maybe.
Okay.
And so we started having the conversation about what's the album going to look like, which can be the hardest part of creating an album. And he was sharing her ideas and stuff. And we were like, wow, this is amazing. So we just kind of fell in love with a lot of her work and came to this piece. And from there we kind of wanted to build the whole cycle around that imagery and the colors involved.
Yeah.
And, build a whole campaign around that. So
it seems like you guys are very democratic because it looks like everyone's involved with the writing process. This seems like, and it harkens back to me, bands like Pearl Jam. I remember when Pearl Jam came out, it was like Pearl Jam were writing everything together, and you felt like they were a unit. The Beatles were kind of like that sometimes, but not really. They had different songwriters, but you guys seem like that unit. Can that be a hindrance sometimes when you're trying to make decisions, or is it more just you have to have a bit more patience to hear everybody's?
I think we're all pretty patient at this point. We know how things work, and just sort of the creative process has always been we just throw everything at the wall, and whatever works
for the best of the song.
So, we are at this point we're very, I think, open to whatever works and whatever's best for the song and the album and the band.
Enjoy Osheaga. It's
awesome.
It's a great venue. It's a great space. It's so close to Montreal.
Super excited.
And imagine, having played Montreal so many times, you probably have friends here. You probably have favorite spots you can go to if you have time. Are you going to have some time to hit some spots?
No. We are in and out. Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely.
I love the last record. I can't wait to see what's coming up, and been a fan of this band for over a decade.
Awesome,
so it's just nice to chat with you today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.